I think I'm high. I know I'm high. Two pulls of this collie pack, I can't feel my face. Chrome hard shades on the big ones, I tend to face. Two twins in they 21 like I split an ace. More of a wet nigga, I don't really do the ace. Who gon' tell first? You niggas turned this to a rat race. Seen a nigga turn a cold case to a closed case. Told the prosecutors, all your business through them cold gates. This permanent war paint, I was born in blackface. We the last of the hand-to-hand trapping athletes. When the Ford Ranger hit the curb, it's a track meet. God bless who hating, cause the Lord's love is that deep. I stood on 17th Street so long, I got bad feet. Now I'm 5-star Don, swordfish and crab meat. Shorty got the duck lips, I'm hoping that she catch me. Shorty got the butt lift, the dimples in the backseat. I got a lot of diamonds on, Dickie on from last week. Get blitzed with this 100 rounds, heard you try and sack me. Don't care to run in town, I run my bags up like Acme. Respected by some killers, I don't even got no rap sheet. Smoke you in your hotel, cause it come with white sheets. Shorty in Dior shades, big ones, tint the face. She gon' take me to the face, no handkerchief, no saying grace. Started on top, and somehow we end up trading place. I know real Caesars in your block full of baby apes. Get the meat cleaver and put the plastic on the drapes. The game by the throat and the rope. I'm about to kick the crate, you and I can't relate. Dealership told me thanks for giving, I came with paper plates. And God bless whoever hating on me.
They tryna wreck, got shit up on my mind.
Yes, sir. Lord Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. I am conflicted. I understand we 2-0, but it just don't look that nice to me. And it's time to have a little Victory Monday segment because I think that the team need to get their stuff together rather sooner than later. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody in the building. So far, we at 162 people. Bullies in attendance. We know the number about to run up. Y'all early. Y'all part of the early movement for this evening. And I'm just one of them guys that think we need to do better, man. I got a couple still clips. I hate using still shots to show how a play went down. But these still shots that I'm going to present to the group are more so about the routes that were ran. It's not about the play or how the play developed. It's about the routes that were ran versus the coverage that we got. You know what I mean? And we didn't do a lot in this game at all to try to mitigate what these guys were doing on the offense, on the defensive side of the ball to us at all. It was just disheartening to watch. You really typically, honestly, in my opinion, can you really celebrate the win for real, for real? Of course, you got to celebrate the win. But we know that this style of football is not sustainable. We know that this style of football is not sustainable. Just like the year we started 10-1. And all everybody remember us for is the collapse. We're not getting a cookie for starting 10-1. We're getting a flack. We're getting all the flack and all of the backlash from starting 10-1 off of an unsustainable brand of football that ultimately crumbled in our face. But now it's the opposite. But the thing about the brand of football that we're playing right now through the first 2 weeks is we know that defense wins championships. We know that that's what's going to win the championship 99.9% of the time. And the defense has played, in my opinion, at a championship level. They've gotten the turnover when they needed it. You've had your young guys step up. You've had your new additions step up. You know what I mean? Adoree Jackson hasn't cost you a game yet. He went up against Dak Prescott and Patrick Mahomes. So technically we cool there. But now we have Matthew Stafford coming into the fold next week, who just went bananas with his two wide receivers, and Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, both getting over 100 yards in the receiving department. You know, we got to do better, man. I like the way that the defense is playing, but what's going to happen when you get into that firefight? D-Lo, what up? What's going to happen when you win a shootout? And y'all got to – we're not ready for a shootout right now. We're not ready for a shootout right now. And that's what that's where this thing could go within the next 3 weeks. It really could go there. At any given time, that's how difficult this schedule is. Dak Prescott, Patrick Mahomes, Matthew Stafford, Baker Mayfield, Bo Nix. That's your first five. Guys who like to throw the ball. And then guys who are like, with the exception of Dak and Stafford, the rest of them guys are mobile. If you get pressure, they can move up in the pocket and run. We got to get this figured out now. We got to get this figured out now. I don't want to hear it's too early and take things to jail. We really haven't even seen a resemblance of competent play right now on the offensive side of the ball that makes me feel like this could be turned around. I don't feel like it could be turned around. There were things that were done in this game that were offensive coordinator and play calling malpractice, pure malpractice. I'll give you an example. Pure malpractice. Pure malpractice, man. It's let's talk about it, man. Let's really talk about it. Let me go home first. Let me get in here real quick. Pure coaching malpractice. Look at the routes that's being ran against this team right here. Now, I like the concept. I like the comeback route towards the sideline for AJ Brown at the bottom left. I like the end breaking route. You know what I mean? I don't know who was there, but you had 4 routes out here. I like the outbreaking route and I like the curl route. I like that. But the problem is when you're a play caller, and Jalen Hurts has time. When you're a play caller, these are the plays we need when they blitz. So what happened was the disguise is what really confused them. Because if you call these plays when they're sending 8-9 people at Jalen Hurts, then you got success on one of these end breaking routes. You got success on one of these end breaking routes. That's the problem. We have the plays, but when you call the plays, it's just as big of a job when you're an offensive coordinator in the National Football League. The Chiefs are in zone right here. The one possible route is the route down here on the bottom left that could be open, but everything else is blocked up. Everything else is blocked up on this play. Everything else. You know what I mean? It just makes no sense at some of the times when he called the plays. Here's another bad example. You call 2 comebacks and 2 verticals, and the Chiefs are in an all-out blitz. You essentially have 4 long developing routes while the Chiefs are in an all-out blitz. You were supposed to call the previous play when the Chiefs do stuff like this. The issue is that Kellen Moore in the Super Bowl was able to decide and diagnose when these type of plays are being called. Look at how many guys are rushing towards Jalen Hurts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 rushers. 8 rushers. Somebody's running free for sure, so you don't have time for a play like this to develop. All 3 of these routes should not be long developing routes. There should be at least one hot route right here. At least one hot route. This is malpractice when you got AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Jahan Dotson, Dallas Goedert, and Saquon Barkley. I know Goddard ain't play last week, but this is malpractice in my opinion. Coaching malpractice, my bad. I didn't mean to cut it off the screen. It's coaching malpractice in my opinion. You know what I mean? It just you got to make it make sense, man. And that just didn't make sense. That's why the game was harder than what it was supposed to be for us, man. That's why the game was harder than what it was supposed to be for us. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They bring 5, which is technically a blitz, but Jalen has time, but everything is bottled up because there is no creativity on the play. There's no creativity on the play whatsoever. No creativity on the play. First of all, you got AJ Brown coming on an end breaking route towards the middle of the field, running in the direction of another route that's a comeback route. So you got 2 players that's going to end up in the same spot with 3 defenders around them. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Would have been a perfect opportunity for AJ Brown to run a post on a play like this. All the routes are just too similar. Everybody's on a comeback route. Come on, bro. We seen what Jalen Hurts was capable of, and I think that these things are handicapping the growth, man. Is handicapping the growth, man. Handicapping the growth. Handicapping the growth, man. Multiple all-out blitzes. It just doesn't make no sense. We know what this team could be, so why aren't we going out here trying to execute better than this on the offensive side of the ball? Unsustainable football is not going to get us this repeat. It's not going to give us this repeat. I had more examples of this, but I'm trying not to play no all 22 film because YouTube don't like when you play all 22 film. YouTube does not like when you play all 22 film. You know what I mean? But I'm going to find another example of this. But I guess at the end of the day, we all could come to the conclusion that this is what matters. The Eagles are 2-0 in the division. The Eagles lead the division. And that's what really matters when you really think about this thing in a nutshell. That's what really matters. Now, I will agree with comments like this. D-Lo said, I feel like the offense is easier to fix than the defense. We will be good. I absolutely 100% agree. It's easier to fix the offense, but as long as your defense is playing at the level that you're playing at, you cool. Tom Brady said our offensive playbook was a Denny's menu. Tom Brady said our offensive playbook was a Denny's menu. You got to stay. We also got to stay healthy. LB, look at Cincinnati. What do Cincinnati situation got to do with us? How does calling competent plays make you not be healthy? You know what I mean? Brian Young, thank you for the super chat. I feel as though we missed Goddard's ability to be a safety valve last game. Yeah, but the thing about it is I feel like that was. I agree with you there. I feel like Goddard would have definitely gave us a little more relief in the passing game in terms of being a safety valve. But safety valves don't really get you explosive plays in the passing game. I'm not chasing an explosive play in the passing game. I'm not chasing it, man. I'm not chasing it. But 116 total yards from Jalen Hurts is where I draw the line. You got a dynamic dual threat that just ran for 70 yards against the same defensive coordinator in the Super Bowl and threw for over 225 yards in the Super Bowl against the same guy. Don't get it confused. We know our supporting cast got the offense to be explosive against these guys. We know it. We know we got the tools. We know we got the plays to destroy the Chiefs if we wanted to offensively. We saw Jalen Hurts dog walk that blitz. But now it's a new guy calling the plays, and you have to only, you know what I mean? Jalen Hurts is powerless if we're going to call 4 verticals and the Chiefs are going to just do an all-out blitz. You're powerless. No quarterback can survive in them conditions. No quarterback. We said that in 2023 when we collapsed. We said that the 10-1 season. No quarterback could thrive. Everybody pointed the finger and said, no, Jalen Hurts is playing bad. He's playing bad. We just saw him win a Super Bowl. So now that Jalen Hurts is playing bad, excuse you, if Jalen Hurts turning over the ball, I will agree he's playing bad. You can't blame Jalen Hurts. You can't blame the guy that just won Super Bowl MVP. You can't blame him no more. You literally can't blame him. You literally can't blame him. Kellen Moore was miles ahead of these guys in the competency department. Miles ahead of these guys in the competency department. And him and Jalen Hurts combined to go to a Super Bowl together and win it. And win it. And win it. We haven't had a 100-yard rusher in 2 games, or Saquon Barkley hasn't run for 100 yards yet. Jalen Hurts hasn't passed for 200 yards yet. We have an offensive problem, and it got to get fixed rather sooner than later, bro. It has to get fixed rather sooner than later. This ain't the year to say, well, it's still early and stuff like that. We have no back-to-back games, bro. We have no back-to-back home games. No back-to-back home games. We are surviving off a championship pedigree because this is not a sustainable way to win football games. I'm going to keep it a bean, man. It's cool right now to say that, yeah, we 2-0. It feels real good to be 2-0. It feels real good to be 2-0. I don't think our 2-0 is a fluke at all. I don't. We beat a Cowboys team. Let's just look at how this is playing out, though. Look at how this is playing out from the offensive side of the ball. Russell Wilson just put up damn near 500 passing yards on the Cowboys. We put up 24. No passing touchdowns. They're not more explosive than us. Player-wise, they not. They don't have the weapons we have. They don't have the quarterback we have. And I think if there's anybody that's second, if it top 3 deep ball, Jalen Hurts is in there with Russ. We got the personnel to, we could have exposed the Cowboys the same way at home. They did that on the road. The Chiefs just exposed these guys. Herbert and them went crazy. Why didn't we take a page out of the Chiefs book? Why did we come out here thinking that we was bigger than the program? Why are we not watching film to see how these guys are getting manhandled the week before? Why are we not watching film? Why didn't we just do what the bro? And this is what I don't understand, bro. The answers to the quiz is there for Kevin Patullo. Why is he too proud to cheat off the next man page? The answers to the quiz is there. Why are you trying to study and cram in all this extra work when the man right next to you got the answers to the test? This wasn't on the test. To have your wide receivers run 4 vertical routes while they send an all-out blitz to your quarterback. That's how quarterbacks get hurt. That's how quarterbacks get hurt. I know y'all saw game 2. Listen. Beth, I understand that it's people having parades on their channel about being 2-0. I'm excited to be 2-0. But I'm trying to repeat, Beth. I'm trying to repeat. And you diagnose problem. Listen, we've been through this stuff. Why are we acting like we ain't been through this? Why y'all shocked? Why y'all shocked? Why y'all shocked? We knew we had a problem week 2 when we started 10-1 too. So y'all rather wait till we 10-1 and then the wheels fall off and then y'all say we should have did something? This is an elite. This is one of the greatest Super Bowl teams of all time. And the keys to the offense was just handed over to a guy who looks like he's way in over his head. Let's fix this week 2. Yes, game 2. Yup, game 2. Game 2. Game 2. Do you realize the percentage of guys that make the playoffs that start off 0-2? Everybody in the NFL tries to avoid the 0-2 start. That's only game 2. Nah, man, I'm about fixing these issues now. You crazy, man. You crazy. And this is a bigger problem than a lot of people want to admit because Kevin Patullo was in the building, man. For all of Jalen Hurts' career, Kevin Patullo was in the building. What was he doing? Kevin Patullo knew he had to be in line after Kellen Moore left. What was Kevin Patullo doing? What game did he soak up from Kevin Patullo? What game did he soak up from Kevin Patullo, man? Come on, man. Other teams always give you answers for last week. The Chargers showed us what the Chiefs can't, where the Chiefs was weak at. Motion, bootleg. We ran one bootleg in the game to the left. We never did it again. We sent Saquon Barkley up the middle to an all-out run blitz 90% of the game. And in the second half late, we start doing outside tosses and pitches and crackback tosses to get Saquon Barkley on the edge where the Chiefs are vulnerable. We ran right at Chris Johnson and them linebackers. That's probably the strength of that defense right now. But this picture that you see on the screen, that's unacceptable, man. I don't care what week it is. I don't care what week it is. This is worse than Brian Johnson. I'm going to tell you why. Because Brian Johnson didn't have Saquon Barkley, and you was in the building when Brian Johnson did this. Why are you doing what Brian Johnson did to get fired? This is what Brian Johnson did to get fired. Why would you duplicate it? Makes it 100% worse than Brian Johnson. You saw Brian Johnson get demoted right in front of your face. Right in front of your face. Brian Johnson is somebody who didn't seize his opportunity, and Kevin Patullo falling into the same trap. Kevin Patullo falling into the same trap. If you come over here as an offensive coordinator with these weapons, you are fast-tracking yourself to becoming a head coach. You are fast-tracking yourself to becoming a head coach because everything is at your disposal. Just call good plays at the right time. Just do your job. Do your job. Kellen Moore became a head coach because he came in here and simplified the game for himself and said, I'm going to use these weapons. I'm going to do my job. So you mean to tell me this? Since Kellen Moore left, The dagger not in the playbook no more. There's not a group of plays that the Eagles don't keep that worked over the years. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. Tilly Tate, thank you for the super chat. It don't make no sense, bro. How do you overnight forget how to get AJ Brown the ball? And everybody talking about it's only week 2. Nah, bro. I'm not going, man. I'm not going. I don't want to go down a loser path, bro. I don't care what week it is. I don't care what week it is. The reason why we 2-0 is because of the defense and because Jalen Hurts is not turning over the ball. That's the reason why we 2-0. That's the reason why we 2-0, bro. And you know, sometimes I'm hard on him. Sometimes I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I'm hard on AJ. You know what I mean? I also don't like that we don't hike the ball until 5 seconds left. I don't really think that's a concern. Prophet Tom said he plays not to lose. He doesn't play to win. That's bad. Todd, thank you for the super chat. He said the no matter how we win mentality can be their downfall. It can hide real problems in the offense instead of forcing the team to fix them. I agree. I agree, man, wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. And, you know, sometimes, you know, most of the times I'm like, yo, AJ got to chill. Or AJ this, AJ that. Most of the time. But I'm on AJ's side with this one. I'm on AJ's side with this one, bro. This can kill the morale. This can kill morale, man. I think AJ actually talked about winning his, you know what I mean? They didn't change. AJ changed his whole mindset, bro. AJ Brown's entire mindset is different. His entire perspective is different. But he said something that was prolific to me. Let me find it. He said something that was prolific to me. That one-hand catch by AJ was crazy too. They said Nick Sirianni was feeling a little under the weather, and he said explosive plays, that's going to be emphasized this week. You got to. You got to. Explosive plays will be emphasized. I'm trying to find what AJ said. But I'm going to paraphrase. Y'all going to find it. I just want to put this up here for a minute. You got a problem getting this guy the ball? We're not drawing up and scheming things to get people like this the ball? I'm beside myself, to be honest. We're not drawing up. Look at this, bro. We haven't had this since T.O. But he said something on the lines of this, man. He said, listen, man, winning that's the main objective. But, you know, the real question is, can we sustain winning like this? Can we sustain winning like this? And I'm not up here saying that AJ is bigger than the program. I'm just talking about regular football, man. Regular football. You will end up in a firefight. Your defense will have a day where they got. The Eagles had the best defense in the league last year, and Tampa Bay got them week 2. What was that, week 3? Tampa Bay got them one of them weeks. Week 4 or something like that. Tampa Bay cooked us. They cooked us. We couldn't stop a nosebleed that game against Tampa Bay last year. It was a firefight. You have to be equipped to fight any kind of battle, bro. Any kind of battle. You have to give your defense a break. If Travis Kelce scored, I don't know if we win that game. And shout out to Makuba, man. That was such a great play by Andrew Makuba because he was cracking down to help make the tackle. But he stayed patient and stayed in his spot, and that ball fell right in his lap. He should have took it to the crib, though. He should have took it to the crib. It's our fault that A.J. Brown trade talk exists. It's the organization's fault that people call for A.J. Brown because they think he's unhappy. He looks unhappy. He sounds unhappy when he talks. It's the organization's fault that people post Jalen Hurts' passing chart. as if he's some type of inadequate quarterback after winning the Super Bowl MVP. It's the organization's fault that people don't know where to place us in the rankings because to them, we're not playing good ball. Although we win, that's what matters. But we're not playing complimentary football. We're not playing complimentary football. It's the organization's fault for a lot of the way that the media has negative things to say about us. You want to know why? Because we keep going with this nepotism mindset where we got to hire from within and key positions that matter the most. We should have hired somebody off the streets who has fresh ideas and fresh perspectives. We got a Bugatti in the driveway, man. We got a Bugatti in the driveway, but the roof got a hole in it. Make it make sense. It's Ward V. Thank you for the super chat. This guy's never called plays in Pop Warner, middle school, high school, college, nothing. And he handed the keys to this man in a repeat season. It don't make sense to me, man. It don't make sense to me, man. It don't. No, he makes it happen himself. Body language and not knowing how to answer questions politically to keep morale up. Bruh, I got to say it's 70-30, man. Yes, his body language, he could be more upbeat, but he ain't getting the ball. Smitty not getting the ball. Guys just running around for cardio. I understand. Them not getting the ball is week 2. It's week 2 for that. But the bigger issue is the play calling to me. Them not getting the ball and targets, that'll change. They're going to get targets. They're going to eat. They're going to eat for sure. But the situational play calling is ridiculous to me, man. Ridiculous to me. He sat back and let us get blitzed and didn't have an answer for the blitz at all. No hot route, no nothing. Tilly Tate, thank you for the super chat. We have better success when we don't hire Nick Buddies as play callers. This got me feeling like 2023. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We driving a Bugatti in a slow lane right now. We're going 40 under the speed limit in a Bugatti, man. It don't make sense. It don't make sense, man. It don't make sense. And you know, this is to me, this is reminiscent of the stuff that was happening in the practice, man. This is reminiscent of that, man. I don't think it was a lot of great, excellent reports from practice. I know a lot of guys ain't practice. You know what I mean? And y'all can't come in here and say whatever you want to say about AJ in here, because a lot of people knew it ain't look right against Dallas. A lot of people thought he was hurt. I knew he wasn't hurt because they wouldn't have played him. I knew he wasn't hurt. He wasn't hurt. The play calling was just ass. It was bad. It was bad. Then the one time he got open, it was a free runner running towards Jalen, and I think that was like the first play of the game. He fumbled the ball trying to step up in the pocket, but we ended up getting it back. AJ was wide open on that play. But how can Jalen see that when you got Grant Calcaterra blocking and he just gets punished off the line of scrimmage? Why is Grant Calcaterra in a blocking situation? It's just offensive coordinator and just, I mean, it's just not, the offensive side of the ball just don't look good to me, man. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Dave, what up? I'm not really in the mood to sugarcoat it, bro, because we know what championship football look like. We know what this team look like when it's time to win. We know what this team do when it's time to win. We know all of that stuff. But I don't think that what we witnessed was champ. You know what I mean? I don't think we're playing to our standard right now. And that's okay. That's okay. We're not playing to our standard right now. You know what I mean? But like I said, it is what it is. It is what it is. We don't have to, you know what I mean, adhere to it. They got to adhere to it. They got to do better. They got to be better. But I'm always going to tell the truth about what I see. Yeah, we 2-0, but we got to tighten up. We got to be better. That's it. There's nothing wrong with having to be better. I actually rather fix issues while you 2-0. I'd rather fix these issues while you 2-0, man. Waiting to fix these issues, things could get worse. Things could get worse. So I'm not on the train where, oh, it's still early. It's the second game. I don't care. The product don't look right. the product don't look right. We tasted Blue Magic. We know what it feels like to be at a parade. We know what it looks like. We've seen 3 championship rosters, 3 Super Bowl trips since this channel been built. We've seen 3 Super Bowl trips, 3 trips to the Super Bowl since this channel been built. In 2 of them, we had an all-pro quarterback. In 2 out of the 3, we had an all-pro quarterback. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? And in the 3rd one we just went to, we had the Offensive Player of the Year. What does that tell you, bro? You need complementary football if you're going to really, truly compete for a championship. You need complementary football if you're going to repeat for a championship. Saquon Barkley was the best offensive player in the sport last year, along with the #1 defense. No one man could do it alone, or no one side of the ball could do it alone. We need to get better on offense. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man. But yeah, man, this video brought to you by Sleeper. Tap in with Sleeper, man. Get $100 off your $100 deposit. Use code LB Super Bowl MVP. Go in there and get it worth. It's 2 Monday night games tonight. Tap in with the Monday night games. Play some smart bets, man. You know what I mean? I'm looking at the Raiders real close tonight for sure. I heard Jaden Daniels might be a little banged up. He might not play. So, you know, I'm gonna have my eye on that game next week. You know what I mean? But I am definitely looking at the Raiders tonight. I want to see what they look like. I want to see what the Chargers continue to look like. You know what I mean? And the Sleeper app with all the live updates and all of that stuff, you can check all that stuff out from the palm of your hand. You can play some great pick'ems, some great bets, and you can really lock in and get in tune, and you can win some cash, man. But bet responsibly, man. Always bet responsibly, and make sure you tap in with Sleeper and use code LB Super Bowl MVP. Big Sleeper in the building, man. But I'm gonna let y'all go for the evening, man. There's just some things I wanted to talk about, some things I wanted to discuss. We're not gonna beat a dead horse. You know what I mean? We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna talk about it no more. We on to the Rams. And you know, Nick Sirianni came out and said that he is putting a strong emphasis on explosive plays this week, because Nick Sirianni is an offensive guy. He know he got to get these guys the ball. We at home. Don't you want to go out there and put in some work, man? But like I said, man, I'm going to let y'all go, man. I'm going to get ready for Monday Night Football. I'm going to chill. I'm going to relax, man. 2-0, that's what matters.
I think I'm high. I know I'm high. 2 pulls of this collie pack, I can't feel my face. Chrome heart shades on the big ones I tend to face. 2 twins and they 21 like I split an ace. More of a wet nigga, I don't really do the ace. Who gon' tell first? You niggas turned this to a rat race. Seen a nigga turn a cold case to a closed case. Told the prosecutors, all your business through them cold gates. This permanent war paint, I was born in blackface. We the last of the hand-to-hand trapping athletes. When the Ford Ranger hit the curb, it's a track meet. God bless who hating, cause the Lord's love is that deep. I stood on 17th Street so long, I got bad feet. Now I'm 5-star Don, swordfish and crab meat. Shorty got the duck lips, I'm hoping that she catch me. Shorty got the butt lift, the dimples in the backseat. I got a lot of diamonds on, Dickie on from last week. Get blitzed with this 100 rounds, heard you try and sack me. Don't care to run in town, I run my bags up like Acme. Respected by some killers, I don't even got no rap sheet. Smoke you in your hotel, cause it come with white sheets. Shorty in Dior shades, big ones, tint the face. She gon' take me to the face, no handkerchief, no saying grace. Started on top, and somehow we end up trading place. I know real Caesars in your block full of baby apes. Get the meat cleaver and put the plastic on the drapes. The game by the throat and the rope. I'm about to kick the crate, you and I can't relate. Dealership told me thanks for giving, I came with paper plates.